Hi, friends. It's Kathleen. It's October 20th, 2023. It has been 404 days since Lars terminated my brother Paul Cairns' visits with me. So today, this was a particularly difficult week. I thought I was going to have another heart attack, but I didn't, knock on wood. The judge gave his judgment on who was going to be the legal decision maker and who would have control of my brother Paul's estate on Wednesday. And he said that my 81-year-old nun sister, who uses a walker, lives 4,000 kilometers away in North Bay, Ontario, will be the legal decision maker, primarily because my brother's group home, where he's lived for 30 years, they keep pointing that out, doesn't like me. Well, they liked me for 10 years when I was providing free weekend care for Paul. And I was like a free employee, an unpaid employee. Then when I got lupus in 2014, had a heart attack, kidney failure, they never even called me. So I was like a bad employee. I was fired by Lars. And then I discovered that they had created a secret power of attorney granting where they say that Paul signed it, but he couldn't have, making my 80-year-old sister, who has only met him on a few dozen occasions in the 65 years, his legal decision maker. And then on Wednesday, the judge made it legal. It was a horrible, cruel decision, but thankfully, as they always are, bad decisions are full of factual errors. It didn't cite any law whatsoever, and basically said I'm a mean, nasty, horrible, no good, very bad person, and I only want Paul for my own gain, which is the most hilarious thing if it wasn't tragic. How on earth would I want Paul for my own gain? I cared for him at my cost completely, for free, provided him with all the necessaries of life when he was with me for 10 years after my mother died, 1 weekend a month, never asked for a dime, took him to Newfoundland twice, took him to Seattle. So it's just nonsense. My sister, on the other hand, the nun, gave Paul's entire inheritance to Lars with no strings attached in 2014. I discovered that also. And she got a charitable tax return for the estate, we don't know where it went, worth $12,500. But I'm the one that just wants Paul for my own gain. My theory now is that my sister just doesn't want me to have access to the records about what's been done with Paul's. My guess is Lars gets paid about $25,000 a month for caring for Paul. $25,000 a month. I'm just guesstimating. But anyways, so the thing is, I thought the week was, you know how when you think that something's going to kill you, and it doesn't, and you live another day. It was so cruel. It was almost funny. He was so cruel. It was almost funny. The judge was so cruel. After all the years that I put in the legal system, devoted my life to fairness and justice, never had a claim against me upheld by the Law Society. I would have complaints. Most lawyers have complaints about once a year, and I was no different. Never had one upheld. But anyways, so I spent all day yesterday. This is so painful. I spent all day yesterday sitting at the computer drafting the court orders against me, putting them down on paper, because I need to have them completed in order to appeal the decision. You appeal the court order, you don't appeal the reasons for judgment. So I spent all yesterday afternoon drafting court orders against me. Can you imagine what that's like? It's like writing a letter to the editor against yourself. And the letter to the editor is full of falsehoods. But you got to do it. You know, it's at the point now where I would walk on hot coals for Paul. He's my brother. There's no choice. But I thought I was going to have a heart attack on Wednesday. At the end of the day, I could, you know, for the first time in a long time, I felt that, you know, that my chest tighten and, you know, I was worried. It's the kind of thing that could cause a heart attack. But I'm here. And I feel surprisingly positive. Like everything looks brighter and better. I don't know, maybe it's like I notice that people are wearing nice shoes, and I notice how colorful the leaves are. And I chatted with a lady at the bus stop, and you know, I don't know why. Some cloud is lifted somehow. Because now I've got the judgment. I can go to the Court of Appeal. There's 3 appeals filed against this judge in this case. They're all done. It cost me $600. They're $200 each. And I'm going to win. The only way this is going to end is with me being appointed decision maker for my little brother. It's the only way. There's no other way. It's like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. All during World War II, Winston Churchill was kind of wishy-washy about what the terms of surrender would have to be. But Franklin Delano Roosevelt said from day one, from the moment he declared war in Germany, he said, the only response acceptable is unconditional surrender. And through the loss of, 45,000 Canadians died in World War II. I don't know how many Americans and Canadians fought longer and harder than the Americans. They never gave up. It was unconditional surrender, and that's that's the terms of the terms that I'm seeking here. Is that I will be Paul's legal decision maker, and for his person and for his estate, and I'll get my costs. So I feel closer. I guess that's what I'm saying, is I feel closer to that. But, you know, there's so much work to be done in an appeal. You just can't imagine. It's like 1,000 hours of work. And I have to do it all myself. But I do feel positive. And again, I cannot thank my Facebook friends enough. I just feel like I've been buoyed along. Like when I was going through law school, I felt like I wasn't going through law school by myself. I felt like I was being buoyed along on this wave of 265 students in my class. We were all being buoyed along together like a wave. And that's the way I feel going through this with my Facebook friends, following me every step of the way. I can share the ups and downs with you. And you guys have contributed. I know you've prayed for me. You've contributed $1,335 to my GoFundMe account for this. You have, I know, at least 5 people have sent off that email. But what I'm asking you again, every time I talk to you, I'm asking you, please take a moment and send the email that I'll put in the description box for this video. Write your own email, and you can send it to whoever you want. Like if you know somebody, if you've got some inside track to somebody has the power in situations like this, if you know a lawyer, please consider sending it to them. Paul, I'm going to be talking to you at 4:30 today. I'm going to call. I hope they pick up the phone. I've got a Halloween surprise for you, and I picked up a Halloween treat bucket from McDonald's yesterday that is so cute. And so I can't wait to talk with you, dear, and I'm going to see you in person very soon. Take care, everybody. Paul, I love you. Take care.